Why is it not showing up on my computer?
Yep.
Oh,
Got it?
anybody? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Roger Rabbit. Deland, TikTok groupie. Hello. Isn't this our fifth anniversary?
Technically it's the next show, but yeah. I mean,
Because it happened before the
30 seconds.
fifth.
no. February 10th.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. It was after the Amtrak incident.
Damn, Kinsey.
Hey, Sarah.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
The date, January 1797. The man John Hetherington, yes, that's his name, Hetherington, appeared in court after he stepped out onto the streets of London. A crowd formed, and Hetherington was eventually arrested and given a summons for disturbing the public peace. Yeah,
Peace.
well, whatever. In court, he was found guilty wearing a hat calculated to frighten timid people. The arresting officer told court that nobody had been seen in anything like it before. He had such a tall and shiny construction on his head that it must have terrified nervous people. The sight of this construction was so overstated that various women fainted, children began to cry, and dogs started to bark. One child broke his arm among all the jostling. The hat, which went by several names over the course of time, including toppers, chimney pots, and stovepipes. To this day, this monstrosity continues to shock and terrify people, frightening men and women alike. Case in point, Rusty J. Lugnuts.
Whoa!
1797, that's when the, what was it, I skipped over that, stovepipe hat? What's the term for it?
Top hat.
Top hat, thank you. Yeah, oh, here, yeah. Terrifying top hat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and they made those. Fun fact: they were made from beaver pelt, and of all things, during the construction, mercury was used to help. I don't think it's tanning. Something to do with
hold its shape.
Right. Yeah, maybe.
Holding its shape.
Yeah, and so that's where the term Mad Hatter comes from, because those guys would go crazy because they absorbed so much mercury into their system, it drove them nuts. It killed them.
Oh, I had no idea. I thought that was an Alice in Wonderland thing.
Nope.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was a real thing.
That's pretty cool.
They went crazy.
Wow.
Two cowboy hats and two ball caps. Deland said, "Yeah, it's just one of those things."
I wouldn't call Rusty's a cowboy hat, though.
No.
Yeah.
It's the evil hat of death. Those people in whatever.
The brim all the way around.
That's right.
Where's my fucking... Sorry. Bell.
All right, what do you got, Mel? Or Chris, I mean, sorry.
Well, I think we had discussed we were going with animal theme, right?
Mm-hmm.
For this week.
Mostly. I got one story that's not animal, but yeah.
Oh, well, that's that's off topic and thus off track. An Oklahoma bill would require furries be picked up from school by parents and or animal control.
Furries? Like
Furry,
Like,
like
tech
the-
root?
like those who think that they are an animal or an imaginary animal or species.
cosplay?
Yeah, or those who engage in, let's see if I can get this right the first time, anthropomorphic behavior.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I read through that like 15 times, and then I had to stop in the middle of it this time. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so House Bill 3084 would ban students who purport to be an imaginary animal or animal species or who engage in anthropomorphic behavior, commonly referred to as furries, at school, from participating in class and school activities. It would require parents or guardians to come pick up the kid from school, and if the parents are unavailable or will not pick them up, they will call animal control
What?
to remove the student.
That's effing crazy.
Uh,
I mean,
Well, like them being there as the furry, literally acting like they are the animal itself is not crazy on its own, right?
Well, when you were a kid, did you think you're an animal or fantasize of acting like an animal? Like
no.
Until
Like
I got
Kinsey, like a
popped
cat?
in the back of the head a couple of times.
what were you, a kitty cat?
Are you asking if he was a pussy in high school?
No, just rubbing up against people's legs and falling asleep on their feet. No?
No, you're supposed to be your thing like a dinosaur, man.
Oh, man.
yeah, I think I might have did the dinosaur thing when I was 5.
Just think how protected you are when you're an endangered species. Think whenever you're a newly discovered extinct species.
Yeah.
Well, it's, kids' imagination. Let them go with it. It's only bad when they're an adult and still do that. Like, do you guys remember that guy in England who acted like a dog? And I want to say he might have been a furry, but there was no fur. He just had on the suit, and his girlfriend would walk him around England with the suit on, and he would eat everything out of a bowl.
The one that looked like a real dog?
Yeah,
That
that's
was disturbing.
freaking insanity.
But
Yeah.
you would think that there's a time and a place for everything. But whenever you end up suing a school system because they will not provide you or let you bring a litter box,
No, it won't stop there. It'll be said, well, the school needs to provide the litter box.
that's already the argument. It's not it will. That's what's already being pushed.
They'll put that next to the gender neutral bathroom.
Yeah. So I did some digging, and as of yet, there hasn't been any content. Gosh,
What's wrong
there
with your
hasn't
mouth?
been any- I don't know.
First day with your new tongue?
As of yet, there hasn't been any comment from Kim Cattrall about animals in school.
Why does Kim Cattrall make me think of that? She was Mannequin, right?
She was,
What else?
but she was also she also played a teacher in a movie. She was a gym teacher. They gave her a nickname.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Her nickname was Lassie
Lassie. Yeah.
in Porky's.
Oh
Yep.
my God.
Yep.
Night,
Timothy Ratliff got it.
you're still too young for that.
Yep.
Bless your heart.
Yeah,
Porky's.
no comment from her yet.
I was thinking my mind went to like Teen Wolf or something.
I
Teen
don't
Wolf was
remember
a
ever
furry.
watching Teen Wolf. I mean, I know the movie. I just don't remember ever watching it.
Deland.
Number one is the better one, of course.
Deland says his 31-year-old daughter says she identifies as a wolf.
All right.
Google calls me Mother of Dragons, so I don't know what that means.
Doesn't think much of your kid then.
Gilly, what'd they say about you? Echo, read notification.
One new notification from Amazon. There's a chance of rain near you in Gulf.
Anyway.
Okay.
Starting at
Echo,
5.
stop.
It'd be better if we could actually hear that.
Yeah, it wasn't anything good. I got thunderstorms
It
coming
really
in.
wouldn't be. It wasn't much.
No, okay.
And it wasn't Samuel.
Yeah, I don't have Samuel L. Jackson anymore. Bitch broke up with me. I want half, Samuel. Frick. But I,
You want more than half of Samuel.
especially
All right.
after I got his Quicksilver card and everything.
There you go.
No, it's in your wallet. Yeah, go ahead.
What do you got there, Rusty?
Well, we got a read coming up. I ain't got enough time. But I guess on the other side of the read, we'll talk about a controversial thing, or I think it's sort of controversial. Whatever. Dogs in the back of pickup trucks.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We got to
Better than the driver's seat, I guess.
do people, is that something people still do? Do you think, is that okay for you to do? You don't think there's nothing wrong with it, or?
They do a lot down here. I know that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, how about this one here? Headline: Elephant kills woman and returns to her funeral to attack her corpse.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Didn't get
Just
enough.
as I said. A woman was
Never forget.
collecting. A woman was collecting water in a village in India. I'm not going to try the names of these places. Not going to do it. When a herd of elephants came her way, she tried to run away, but she was trampled to death. So, sad story to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her family brought her home, set up the funeral. As the ceremony was taking place, reportedly a herd of elephants appeared in the forest, sending everyone fleeing. One of the elephants reportedly attacked the woman's corpse by picking up the body and throwing it in the air.
That's nuts. That's
My
freaking
guess is
bananas.
maybe, maybe when she was collecting water, she was in maybe the elephant stomping ground.
Oh,
Maybe.
yeah, because I didn't know elephants have that
Possible.
kind of behavior.
I didn't either.
And then, at the funeral, the elephants came across the funeral, and maybe they're not mourning people.
Oh,
Hold, wait a minute. Where's that at?
Original sound there, Kinsey.
Oh,
yeah.
what?
Yeah, we
And
can
then,
hear it, actually.
And then, would this all have been taken care of, made nice, had they played a certain song at the funeral?
No, no, no.
You don't know.
Oh,
It's possible.
that's terrible.
Yeah, it just,
Anything by a piano, I guess.
yeah. And that was the real
that-
one. That was,
Wombat Mommy is in the house, but under a different name. It's her husband's account. So
What is it? Oh, it's time for you to recognize.
There it is. I thought you was doing a read. I don't know nothing. Barrel Dave, Venomous Kirk says Timothy Ratliff, Delan. It's pronounced Delan, people.
It's not Dylan.
No,
It's not
Holly-
Dylan. Dylan.
No, it's
Dylan.
the land people.
Delane.
The land people.
Miles, the Bourbon Traveler. Thank you for joining, sir. Jeff Castle. I said the Beaver. Miss Sarah Nichols. Huh? She's in there. How you doing? Timmy the Pilot. Erica. Is in there. Tic Tac Groupie. Roger Rabbit. I thought he was number one.
Tic Tac.
Tic Tac.
Tic Tac Groupie. Yeah, TikTok. Whatever. You know who I don't see? Where is Kathy and the Berg? I mean, really.
Yeah, that's. We need to
She
check on her.
She might not be over here. She's somewhere along up over in New York because there is a relative's birthday. So she might be out of commission because of that.
New
you're right.
York City.
New York City.
Well, I didn't say city.
Joe Palmisano. That's a name I'm not familiar with. Hello, Joe. Ratliff. Okay, I think that's Jen Clifton. Good old Jen. Barrel Dave. I said him. All right.
Oh, Sapapo. Is that right? Wombat Mommy Sapapo?
Right.
Or Sapupu. I don't know. It's Sapupu. Miss Barbara D. Love you, Miss Barbara. I guess I think I got everybody. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Whatever.
Whatever.
All right, so we got through all those people.
Well, we got to call out
Oh,
something, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Tic Tac Groupie, as Rusty said, she's a Patreon subscriber, right?
Is
Yes.
she? Oh
And
yeah.
what
and her birth
happened this
pressure.
week? She had a date of birth this
Oh,
week.
that's right.
So happy birthday, Diana! Yeah.
Birthday, Diana.
Happy
Yeah,
birthday.
but I mean, her birthday always gets overshadowed by the whistle pig things that come out of the ground. Look for shadows.
Whistle pig. Oh, you talking about groundhog? They call them whistle
Yeah,
pigs?
you never heard of a groundhog being referred to as a whistle pig?
No.
I only know the bourbon.
Right. Yeah. that's
Never
all I
had
know.
it though.
Uh-uh.
I don't know any of it.
Never heard of a groundhog being called a whistle pig.
Do they whistle?
If you whistle right, you get their attention, get them to stand up, and they can whistle back. Yeah.
Wow.
I'd have to see that.
I got to call.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think so.
That-
Prove me wrong.
I don't know.
Wow. Did you guys hear about the this isn't animals, but close enough. They're insects. Have you
Incest?
guys insects? No,
Okay.
not talking about the Bible here.
Insect- anyway.
Billions of cicadas will buzz this spring as two broods emerge at the same time. Have you guys heard about that? And if you're in the path, I feel bad. Rusty, we're in the southeastern path of the brood, and then it's Virginia up to Illinois, and southeast Wisconsin also. But they're calling it a spectacular macabre Mardi Gras this spring, as the two different species of two different classes of cicadas will erupt this summer, and because there's going to be so many and it's going to be so loud, I think they said 91 decibels. It's like as loud as like a jet engine. Like we're going to
Yeah,
need hearing
that's loud.
protection.
One year we were camping before we did our camper and all that. Judy and I we're camping in the park, state park, and we were sitting right next to each other, and it was so freaking loud. You
How
had to
loud was
lean over and speak louder because you couldn't. It was just constant. Oh, freaking! It kind of turned into like a white noise after a while. It was just
Yeah.
constant.
Can you imagine how loud? And then on top of that, you're going to have the regular annual cicadas that are going to come out too. So
Ugh.
it's two broods and
Yeah.
all that. So they spend most of their life underground for
Right.
like 13 to 17 years, depending on the brood, and then they emerge for a couple of months. And as you would think with insects, that it's a mating call.
Right.
So
They live life to the fullest, however short it is outside of the ground.
yeah, and the last time, I guess this is a once in a lifetime event because the last time this happened was Thomas Jefferson was still president. It was 1803.
Damn.
And the
Better
next
time for the country.
time it's going to happen, I don't think any of us will still be alive. I forgot 24 or 22, 24, something like that. But yeah, extremely rare, once in a lifetime event. I hate when people say extremely rare because rare is good enough. And on a 17-year cycle, they ask that nobody use pesticides to try to kill them because they're still part of the food chain. Because if you use pesticides to kill them, that also gets to the butterflies, to the bees, and then the birds eat them. But they are harmless to humans and to our animals. They're not going to bite us. They're not going to. They're not poisonous. And they say you might find your pets eating them or chasing them. I bet the cats are going to go freaking crazy.
Yeah, they're not dangerous. However, if one lands on me, I'll probably hurt myself trying to, get just, and do the, I'll be doing like some weird dance and shit.
Video that.
Deland says they do whistle, which I'm guessing he's referring to the groundhog.
Groundhogs.
Right.
Frederator just showed up. Hello, Fred.
Frederator?
And Sapopo says, "What's everyone's excuse for being 3 weeks late?" Ain't got one.
Wait, no, they're here. It's there we go.
Technical difficulties.
There you go.
Technical difficulties.
So, yep.
Crazy. So yeah, billions of cicadas, literally billions. And male cicadas are the ones that are the loudest. They produce the chorus that attracts females to the trees. Then they pair up and have a courtship of songs, singing individually, and then the female cicada lays her eggs in the tree, and then they die, littering the base of the trees, leaving behind a delicate, rotten Limburger cheese smell. So, sounds fun.
Awesome.
Limburger.
Yeah, macabre Mardi Gras, lots of singing, lots of paramours pairing up, and lots of dying.
Paramours. I don't know. I don't
Like a band or something.
speak English.
Oh my goodness. Lots of love. Lots of lots of cicadas in love with each other.
The new love bug.
Lots of bat food.
Yeah, so if anybody comes in contact and has like this rusty moment like this, flailing, yeah,
Now, when are they supposed to be out again?
April to May is going to be the strongest. They can last until June, but then there's some that might survive, like the regular annual ones, but the worst part is going to be April through May.
I'm keeping my eye on you, Rusty, when you come over for the camp out, because that's just within there to where it's possible. That
That's
whole little
true.
poop shoot
Yeah.
dance, you might make go
I
viral.
might do it. I might do it.
That'll be a different gross smell, Kinsey.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, you're going to be in that path too. Yep, Virginia
There you
to
go.
Illinois, yeah. Wow. So that's going to be fun.
Well, I'm glad I'm not going to have any part of that. I'll be just the normal cicadas. My kids, and I'm pretty sure my wife, don't like to pick up the little shells they leave behind on everything.
Yeah.
Did you get to see pictures of what they look like? Because the colors of them do vary a lot depending on what kind it is.
No. I mean, green and brown. That's all I know.
Some of them are black with red eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, they look really freaky.
There are so many variations. Yeah, looking forward to that. Won't be able to hear my TV on my back porch. So while we're talking about animals, I do not want to forget about, nobody should forget about Warhorse Legacy Foundation, warhorselegacyfoundation.org. They provide programs in horsemanship, outdoor rec, and camaraderie to veterans free of charge, as well as offering many other recreational activities. They believe in connecting people with nature, fostering wellness, and discovering the healing potential of horsemanship. As a nonprofit dedicated to helping veterans and their families, they work to ensure high-quality opportunities for veterans. Therefore, their programs are still in the pilot stage, and their curriculum follows the Certified Horsemanship Association. And they help not only veterans, but they also help their families are welcome there too, because when they heal together, the outcome is a lot more successful. So throw them a couple of dollars, like Rusty always says, give them $5, give them $3 or whatever at warhorselegacy.org. That's warhorselegacy.org.
Org.
Off Track Syndicate, bitches.
So coming up here in the next half hour, we have a guest, right?
Yeah.
And that would be Mr. Scott Lee.
Scott
Yep.
Lee. From
the Lee Brothers radio program, which it has recently reached its completion, but this is a longtime friend of Doc Thompson from way back in the day, all the way whenever Doc was over in Richmond.
So that's a great tribute, because we're only a few days away from. Yeah, it's been 5 years, and it's still hard to say out loud, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, actually, tomorrow is the anniversary of Doc's.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
Untimely
February
run.
5th is that date, and May 6th is his birthday. I
Yeah.
don't know. A
All
weird.
the more reason not to exercise, right?
Yeah.
Or at least,
I'm-
one butt out at least.
I'm totally
One butt
against
out.
exercising. But yeah, so all right, yeah, we're fixing to come up on the bottom of the hour. So I guess we're gonna pick up this. Y'all still ride around? You put your dogs in the back of the truck, sir, Knights?
Not for any great distance.
Yeah,
I mean, if we're going through our own field, then
right.
that's at slow speeds.
Yeah,
I'll do that because I got little dogs and I got a cover over my bed. So there you go.
You have Pomeranians. You look like a Pomeranian type.
No,
I'm just
a
kidding.
Jack Russell guy all the way. But
That is your personality. Holy crap.
There you
That
go.
is perfect.
All right, we will be
That
back
husky.
after this commercial break on the radio end, and we'll continue this conversation and join Scott Lee with us.
Good job.
So you're a Kurt Russell guy, huh?
He likes
Jack
Kurt
Russell.
Russell.
Oh, gotcha.
No, hyper. Were you hyper as a kid?
Most definitely. As a matter of fact, I was one of the poster children for Ritalin.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, sometime remind me to tell you the story of the Jack Russell military working dog I had. Pretty funny. Be right back. Yeah, Gilly, come on. You can do it.
And for those unfamiliar, we currently gosh, I can't talk tonight. We are currently on a scheduled commercial break for the Mojo 50 radio portion of the program.
Woohoo! No, because Mojo's smart enough to know not to let us
I was
talk
just
during the
thinking
whole
that-
2 hours, right?
I was just as I got up, I was just thinking there's a couple of people that looks like they're new in here, and they probably don't know that.
Scott Lee on deck.
30 seconds.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yep.
Do I need sunglasses?
Only if you want to be cool like me.
Actually,
That's a
anything
no.
else that you think might disguise your identity in case you decide later that you don't want to be associated with us, that would be perfect.
Here we go. 10 seconds. Plus, I'm wanted in 3 states, so.
Good girl, come on.
You're listening to the Off Track Syndicate. They try hard, so just play along and laugh when it's obvious that they're expecting it.
And with that short commercial break, we are proud to welcome Mr. Scott Lee to the program.
Hey, that's a great look. Look at that picture. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Going through trying to set that up, I kept commenting to myself, all right, Scott takes way better pictures of, himself than I ever get of me. So, yeah.
Well, I had help with that. That's totally doctored. And,
Well,
and
I'm
set up.
sure your looks wasn't helping you any either, there, Chris.
Yeah, no, they're not. They're really not. No.
Actually, I like that a lot. I like that logo set up like that. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, good to be with you guys. I appreciate the invite. Hopefully I can help this evening.
Yeah. Hopefully your reputation won't be ruined.
Well, obviously
No
he doesn't
promises.
care about such things.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. So,
Well, at least he done it when it wouldn't hurt his ratings.
that's true.
That's true. The show is over. I've left Mojo 50, and tough decision after 20 years of radio. But I lost my co-host in April of last year, and so that changes things. I did it
Yeah.
myself for a lot of shows, and it's just different format. I think you
Yes.
guys might get that, as I see
That's,
a lot of people on this show. But
That's funny that you say that. Yeah, losing a co-host that changes a lot of shit for sure.
Yeah, and after 20 years, it's hard to turn it off. Actually, over the last 3 weeks, it's been interesting having nothing to do with news, politics, completing shutting down. That whole thing is really radically different.
You ever
I miss
remember
it.
feeling so mentally relaxed, though?
Yeah, right. It's amazing what happens when you turn that stuff off, right? It's like, hey, wait, this maybe not so bad,
Right.
But it's
What are you doing with yourself these days?
well, I'm speaking as much as I can. I just found out I'm going to be a grandfather. In fact, I just came from that event.
Wow.
I found out that my first grandchild is going to be a girl. We did a little gender reveal, not the big stupid gender reveals that everybody does, plane flying over, that kind of hideous. Just real simple family clothes, little green puff of smoke, and pink.
Well, you gotta go
culture.
I
It's
thought
actually-
green's a different gender.
Actually, it's funny. One of the buddies of my son said, shouldn't we be nice and wait till 18 when we know the real gender?
Oh my!
Tends to be their cultural move nowadays, but we certainly had fun with that. So I guess that's what I'm going to be doing. Spending time being a grandfather.
Congratulations.
Yes,
That's huge.
congrats. They are. Hey, I got 3, 2 that I get to see regularly, and it's just they're great. They see you. They're so happy to see you, and then about 15 minutes or so, it's like, okay, here you go. You're right back to the mom. I'm done.
It's interesting when my
Go
son
ahead.
was born, my first son was born. I looked at my dad and I said, Dad, I did not realize how much you cared about me until this moment.
Yeah.
Now, being a grandfather, it's like a completely different realm. Of course, I don't feel like a grandfather. I feel like something happened to me all of a sudden. I'm like, how did this, I don't feel like one. It's just a whole strange world for me right now. I'm trying to absorb all that, but we're pretty excited about it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
Just
I'll
spoil
tell you
them.
what, Go
Spoil
ahead.
them. Get them the loudest toys you can possibly
Yes,
get them.
yes.
With the yeah.
We'll wreak havoc.
The
Yeah,
drum
Make sure you
set.
boys.
shake them up before you
I
give
have
them
3
back.
boys, and I plan to make sure they experience what I went through.
Well,
Heck yeah.
offer to help with the feeding, right? Feed with the bottle, and like Kinsey says, shake them up. Here you go.
Parting gifts are always candy bars and Mountain Dew.
There you go.
Ooh.
All
That's
jacked up
horrible.
on Mountain Dew.
So Scott, you say you're turning the way of Kinsey, then, right? Talking as much as possible.
Is that Kinsey?
Well, I think
Jason?
Scott has content.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, you talk about things. Okay, so you're doing speaking engagements then, right?
I do that. The radio was mainly about politics and culture, and it was always somehow focused around Virginia, the home of presidents. More presidents came from the Commonwealth of Virginia than any other state, and so the Lee brothers kind of formed this unique program about 20 years ago. Our history goes back to Richard Henry Lee, who was one of the first signers of the Declaration of Independence here in Virginia, and one of the first orators who went to Philadelphia to argue for the cause of liberty. So we have a great history with the Lee family, and that just actually grabbed a hold of a lot of the listeners here in Virginia, and we had a great little following. We came in, our show started at 6 p.m. on a small station in Richmond, Virginia, right after Sean Hannity. So
Wow.
we thought it was like the biggest thing ever. We're on after Sean Hannity. 2 years later, that station got bought. And the biggest station in Richmond, Virginia, 50,000 watt blowtorch, had Rush Limbaugh on. And after Rush came Doc Thompson.
Yes.
That's
So-
what we want to hear about.
And so we came before Doc. We came to that station about a year before Doc Thompson did. And we were helping out with the afternoon host who came in after Rush. His name is Mac Watson. Our first show ever on that station, ever. So we're on a small little radio station. There's maybe 10 people in a phone booth listening, right? We come on after Sean Hannity. We go to this station. Our first show ever on this station is the week before Christmas. We're filling in for Mac Watson. We're coming in on right after Rush. Rush ends, and we come on. And about 2 minutes before the light comes on, the program director busts through the door and says, "Have you guys thrown up yet?" We're like, Why-
Why?
"Why would we throw up?"
I think I
He goes,
remember
"Because when those mics come on, there'll be 250,000 people listening to you. Goodbye."
Oh,
That was horrible.
no,
That was
no.
passive aggressive right there. That was horrible.
It was a 10-year run on that station. We had a great time. It was great. But
Nice.
I met Doc there, and that's where we became real close. And Doc was I was in his wedding, and I helped with that whole thing. And it was just Doc was great. Miss him greatly. And it was great to finally, when Doc left the Blaze and went over to start Mojo, he called. He said, "Scott, you got to come over." And we just left WRVA, the big station, got picked up by a smaller station. So we were on that station. I said, "Doc, we're here. I want to, but we're on this one." And that station got bought out about I guess 2 years ago. And we were finally able to called up Beth and Don and Ron over there and said, "Hey, what do you think?" Actually, I met him at the funeral, Doc's funeral, the first time we met. If I may even go back from that, I'm walking through O'Hare Airport on the way to get on a plane to Cleveland, right? And 3 people walking at me have Mojo 50 T-shirts on.
Oh my gosh!
I'm like, I stop them. I go, "Hang on a second, I'm Scott Lee," and they went, "Oh wow!" And so we met in the O'Hare Airport. It was kind of cool.
That's crazy. I was at Doc's funeral.
Mm.
Yeah.
We could have met there.
Yeah, I'm sure we did.
We have a lot of people in the chat that are singing your praises. You have a lot of fans in here. Was it Carrie that said she was one of those 10 people that was listening to you? Carrie Mann?
On WLE 990?
She used to listen to you. She said she remembers Saturday mornings.
That was at WRVA.
Yep. She was one of the 10. I've been listening since, because she lives in Virginia. So yeah.
Where are you seeing that at?
In the chat?
In YouTube chat or?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to do live chat. Yeah.
I see it now. Okay.
No, we end our radio program since the very founding of our show. We ended with Ronald Reagan's farewell speech. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but at the very end, he gives this great little tribute to how the battle was good. We fought the best fight we could, and we left the country in the best way we found it. We ended that at every show. We ended the same way. It was just during the farewell. I never thought I'd be actually playing that for the last time. After 20 years, and it's interesting to hear Carrie. Carrie, great to hear her response here. Those are good times. Miss them.
Yeah. So what are you speaking? What are you going around speaking about? Motivational?
Very simple. I don't like the term motivational. Essentially, what I do is I teach people how to engage the business world one story at a time.
Okay.
So it's how to engage the right side of someone's brain. Actually, even in our business, the radio business, it's about that. It's about how to grasp somebody's brain and make them think differently instead of numbers and data, which sometimes political radio is like that. It's like data points and these things, and you can lose the audience. I'll never forget our first program director who actually sat down with us, said, "Look, I want to remind you of something. Radio is first. The very first thing is entertain. Second is education. It's not the other way around. Don't come to radio and think you're going to educate people. You'll lose them. Come to radio and entertain them first and then educate them." Because as passionate as we were about politics and about cultural issues, and we used to come to radio with, "We got to tell these people," right? We're grabbing them, shaking them. People want to be entertained. And so a lot of times, even in the business world, people don't want to hear data. They want to buy into a story, an emotion, and get behind that even more so than the data points. Not that they don't matter, by the way. Data points matter.
Yeah.
Certainly it's not one of those things that you lead with. You'll lose them quickly.
Which that kind of brings me to one of my next questions here that I got for you. Knowing what Doc was like that we heard on Mojo and from other stories that we heard from beforehand, I want to know if you got any Doc Antic stories from your experience with him or not.
Yeah, that's a great question. There's a lot. Doc and I, we would listen to each other's shows and help throughout the show. And there are many times where Doc had a guest call in, or not a guest, but someone call in, and I would know who they are in the political world, but Doc may not have recognized their voice. So I'd send Doc a text and I said, "This is so-and-so, call him out on it." And so within 3 seconds later, Doc would say, "Why don't you tell the audience who you really are?" And I mean, it was just, we had this connection. We were constantly helping each other like this and just exposing all these things. And it was just so much fun when we were in the heyday there. Barack Obama was president, and our ratings were off the chart. And we were speaking at all these events, and Doc was emceeing things. I was emceeing things. We were talking to different people all over the place. We had politicians we were trying to help, and some we were trying to hurt, keep them out of office. And but Doc was an entrepreneur. This guy would think about so many things, not just about like a simple segment on the show, but how to take that even to another level. Let's turn this segment into a whole show. I mean, it just went on and on in his mind. And he was always talking about some next project. Even when he moved away, he would call me almost weekly. If it wasn't weekly, it was at least once every 2 weeks. He'd text me and call me and say, "Hey, what about this idea? You need to fly out to Detroit." I flew out to Detroit one time. Come out to Cleveland. Or Cincinnati, where he was at a station there. I went out there and saw him. And we just, it was always a thinker. He was always a thinker, and a very funny guy too. He loved humor. He loved the humor side of this business that we're in, which is what people like.
What was the thing Doc used to say about his? I saw it in here in the mantra. Bring him in with the dick jokes. Was it?
Yeah, it was something like that.
Bring him in with the dick jokes and save him with Jesus or something.
Yeah, that was one of something like that. I wish I could remember it exactly, but it was very close to that.
And I think that goes to what you said before about entertain first and then teach.
Yeah, definitely that. Doc was an entertainer. He was definitely, and one of the things that's interesting is we were doing Doc's show before Doc showed up. We had 3 days back to back to back. We were doing a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right after Rush Limbaugh. And Doc was going to come in and host on Monday. So he was moving to Richmond. We were already doing his show. We were actually calling it the Doc Thompson Show as we were filling in. So we're filling in for Doc Thompson, who you haven't met yet.
Yeah.
We're filling in for him. And Doc heard us. He came in the studio and was listening to us do his show. The topic was smoking in restaurants. Should it be banned or not? And the government had just, I think Tim Kaine was our governor, horrific human being. But anyway, he was our governor, and he instituted a ban in restaurants on smoking. Just, I don't like smoking, so no one's going to smoke was his mantra, right? Since I don't like it, we're not going to allow any restaurants. Even if you, as a restaurant, want to have a smoking restaurant, too bad. Tim Kaine said no. And I'll never forget this because Doc, we just met Doc, and Doc just immediately went at me and said, "You're wrong on this." I'm like, okay. He said, I hate smoking is what Doc said, right? Doc said, "I hate smoking. I don't think that'll be allowed." It's interesting. We went back and forth for a while, and Doc actually, like the first show, came out and said, "I think the governor's dead wrong. I'm in agreement with the Lee brothers." And it was great. We had we turned the tables, and it was great. From then on, we were like tight. The Lee brothers and Doc Thompson. He had little jokes. He talked about the brothers Lee is what he called us. He never called us the Lee brothers. He called us the brothers Lee.
I can't imagine that energy. Like hearing you now talk about Doc and thinking about you guys working together. I can't even imagine that kind of energy.
What I wonder about is because listening to the chemistry back in the day between him and Richard, I remember Richard and Scott going through and they were hitting the topic, talking about the gas prices and stuff going up. The concept of, okay, supply and demand during crisis versus the idea of price gouging. And Scott and Richard is just going at each other on this, and I just wonder if any of that ever ended up going toward Doc as well, because I'd hate to imagine what it would sound like.
Oh no, good point, good question. Richard and I, although co-host, friends, and brothers, were we disagreed on things. One of the things we disagreed on is the price gouging idea. I don't agree that price gouging exists. I believe markets set costs. And Richard just couldn't imagine someone who would raise the cost. And I always would say, Richard's because their cost rises. But anyway, so we had great arguments and people loved when we argued. Doc would more, we wouldn't argue so much. He would more mock us. And I'm like, and he would mock us in fun, obviously.
Yeah.
But wasn't an argument. He'd just make fun of the Lee brothers or whatever, listen to they, and of course we would engage and mock him back. But the listening audience of WRVA really connected with the two shows back and forth. Obviously, Doc had the spotlight. He was on after Rush every day, right? And then we had a little show on Saturday that we did. And he was so kind and gracious and embraced us. And if you know anything about the radio world, it's cutthroat, it's nasty, it's horrible. It's a horrible place to be. And usually hosts hate each other. It's always a competition. And, and as good as you want to think you are, or even if you are that good, it doesn't matter. You could be gone tomorrow. Stations flip like that for no reason. Doc experienced some of that in his career. I remember talking about it. And so, Doc was on the highest peak here in WRVA, and on his honeymoon, they fired him.
Oh,
Richmond.
On his honeymoon.
Wow.
His honeymoon. And I remember just being outraged by it, and so was the whole city. And it was a horrible situation. So that's what I mean. Radio it's a horrific industry. It's very difficult. But Doc was always, like I said, he always had a good view, an entrepreneur mindset that looked forward. And and what's interesting is my co-host Richard his heart was, he was just an amazing human being. Guy was sick with pancreatic cancer. I'd go see him in the hospital, and he'd go, "Scott, how are you?" I'm like, "How am I? What do you mean, how am I?"
That's not the conversation here, Richard.
I'm worried about you. And he was always that person. Never down. Guy losing weight like crazy and struggling to even come into the studio. And his always was very, very positive. So it was an interesting trifecta of the Lee brothers and Doc. It was always good.
I struggle with being positive a lot. That's one of my faults. But all right, so enough about Doc. But
Hey.
what do you what do you find? What if you have nothing to do? What is your you go to your sanity, your what you want to do? You got nothing else to do. Are you a golfer? Are you a fisher? Do you build boats and bottles? I mean, what do you do?
I'm a golfer. And I have 3 sons and a daughter, so they keep me busy. My boys are all grown, and my daughter's at Tennessee as a freshman. Her name is Reagan, by the way.
Congratulations. My son's name is Lincoln.
Is it really after Lincoln, or that's really cool, by the way? Is it? That's cool.
So how we did it when found out we were having a boy, my husband, we opened up the baby book, and my husband was like, yeah, whatever, let's hurry up and get this over with. Right. So he goes through the letters A, Aaron, Adam, like, no. And he goes, Abraham. And I said, Lincoln. And he goes, done. But definitely but when it came to his middle name, I was like, we didn't do his middle name. And he goes, Alexander. There we go. We're done.
First one right on top. That's excellent. Lincoln was a quintessential storyteller. That's what he did.
Oh yeah.
Very good at it. Some incredible stories that he would tell that would
his self-deprecating humor was I just really respected the hell out of him. I mean,
Rusty, I think it's kind of obvious. Scott is also a very accomplished professional model in his spare time now that he has.
Okay. Yeah.
Obviously here. So.
Right.
Certainly not true. That's the joke of the evening right there. Thank you. That keeps people listening.
No. The joke of the evening is the rest of us that are trying to pretend to be hosts right now, along with our looks.
We're trying to play radio here.
Accurate, yes.
So to answer your question fully, I just had a weekend of hunting. So we were quail hunting and pheasant hunting this weekend. So I do that for fun too also.
Successful, or was it just for exercise?
Oh, yeah, it was great. No, we shot, you mean for eating?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Did you get anything?
Oh, yeah, we did.
That's good.
About 20 birds.
Oh, nice.
I can tell you how many got away. We heated the gun up pretty good. My theory is if you throw enough lead in the air, they're bound to run into it. It was just...
Always
shotguns
in front of them.
Yeah.
So how much of your speaking, public speaking persona do you intimidate from, or no, imitate. I can't talk tonight. Sorry. How much do you imitate Matt Foley in your public speaking?
Matt Foley?
Chris Farley?
Oh,
van
the
down
van
by the
down by
river?
the river.
Or
Oh,
Down by the river, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's not. It's like I said, it's not so most motivational. That's not. It's not that kind of speaking where you know. I'm not Tony Robbins, screaming and.
yeah.
I've never been to a Tony Robbins event, but they're mass
Yeah.
No. So are different companies or schools
Huh?
asking you to come speak?
It's
or
mainly companies. Mainly companies.
okay.
Mainly companies. The last one was at a law firm, actually. Bunch of lawyers.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, actually, it was a great group, but much smaller group than normal. But it was a lot of fun. Actually, what's interesting about all these things is people are enamored about the radio show. And I used to joke that I could tell people that I'm a skydiver, I'm a fighter pilot, I do all these things, and I host a radio show. And inevitably, every single person goes, "Tell me about the radio show." I always thought that was interesting. Like they thought it was so. They just want to know more and more about it, and it was really interesting.
I think I know for my age and my generation, the radio was so important, whether it was to play music, the morning shock jocks, or any kind of talk radio. And, with my grandparents listening to Paul Harvey, whatever talk radio, and then I would listen to midnight rock and roll radio. And it was just it was a huge connection. And I think, you have people, when you're talking about skydiving or firefighting or doing all that stuff, yeah, that's cool. But when it comes to radio is such an important part. I don't know what it's like now for the new generation, because I know my son doesn't listen to the radio. But for me, the radio was always on regardless of the station, whether it was talk, morning radio was always my favorite. Some pretty hilarious things when I lived in Norfolk, Virginia, and the Tommy and Rumble, they were so funny. Oh. And even here, like I'll still listen to my local radio station and I think that's a huge connection that you have made with people. And I think people of, I don't know, I guess a certain age or whatever, but radio is really, really important.
I think radio also is much more personal.
It is.
You kind of buy into them, you kind of own them and relate to them.
And even though
people came out to events when Doc and I, or even just Richard and I, would go places and people they'd come like crazy. They're like, "I just wanted to meet you." I was like, "Dude, I do a little radio show here. I don't get it."
It's a local celebrity.
Carrie Mann wants to know if you're going to be anywhere near Williamsburg anytime soon. I guess she wants to stalk you or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be in Virginia Beach on Friday, so I'll probably drive through Williamsburg.
Nice. I used to live there too.
Wombat Mummy says she lives in a van down by the river.
Down by the river, James River, for those in Virginia.
Yep, James River, Elizabeth River.
Some couple of new names showed up. RJ the Fed. He's in there. Carrie Mann, of course, which I didn't realize, but that's Virginia Jackal.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Kathy in the Berg finally showed up.
NASCAR fans, as a matter of fact, she is too.
Yeah, NASCAR.
That was my first NASCAR race. Was in Richmond, actually. I still got my Labonte jacket.
The breakdown. Aaron, I'm guessing that's Aaron.
Should be.
Yeah, he showed up. So
awesome.
Right.
That's great.
So after all of this time, we're getting closer to the hour. Do you have any Doc Thompson dirt?
Well, I certainly don't think I would say it if I did.
Yes.
Well, he's not going to come after you now.
Oh, I know.
No.
You know what? It's interesting. I don't have any dirt on Doc. Doc was a gentleman beyond. I mean, even we go to events and meet people, he enjoyed meeting people. He enjoyed shaking hands, and he was a great host because he loved the audience. And he'd love to go out and do that. So Doc was the real deal. A lot of fun. I remember when I found out about the accident. It was like one of those shocking things. Like, that is this? Please tell me, God, this is a parody. This didn't happen.
Yes.
It was awful.
You're not alone.
It was tough.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about it, he became his own Friday leftover, and it's kind of hard to look at it that way and deal with the loss. I mean,
Yeah.
It's almost like you say, he ended every show with what we learned today.
Yeah,
Right.
oh, I love that.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I thought, by the way, I thought that was always brilliant when he did it. And of course, after his passing and we came to Mojo, we started to end our show that way in honor of Doc. We know what we learned today and went through that. So there's a lot of things we learned from Doc. And one was just enjoy life. I mean, he just always seemed to enjoy life and trying to make the best of it and fun of it. So I miss those days. I miss the real radio we did in those 10 years at WRVA, man. It was special. It was very special. There's a season for everything. Ecclesiastes 3 tells us a season for all. And we cherish those seasons and miss them greatly. This side of heaven, see them again.
Absolutely.
All right, I got some random. We got a minute or two. I got a couple random questions. What do you know is bad for you, but you continue to do it anyway?
It's in this glass right here.
What are you sipping on?
This is vodka and Grand Marnier. It's a mixture. I'd recommend it. It's simple vodka on the rocks, and you take Grand Marnier's a liqueur, and you just pour it in there and get a little bit of that taste to it.
Yeah.
I get caught with that in his mobile studio over here. I'm just.
Yeah. Has someone ever just done a random act of kindness to you?
Random act of kindness. Had many people
So
obviously do kind things. Darn, none that I can actually pin down and say, yeah, this was actually, you know what? I do remember a time. My kids were very, very young, 3 young boys, all 5, 4, and 2 at a restaurant. And I went to pay and someone had paid.
That's
wow.
cool. That's cool.
Never forgot that.
Thank you so much, Scott. We really appreciate it. Honored that you didn't watch the Grammys because of us.
We appreciate you joining us here tonight, Scott. If you want to check out Scott and what he's doing, go to scottleespeaks.com. He's doing much more important things than we are. Come on back after the break.
I put it, it's
Man.
scottleespeaks.com.
I guess we're to break, right? I
Yes.
just want to say thank you guys. I
4-minute break. Yeah.
Well, thank
appreciate
you.
it. Very kind of you to let me participate in this.
Oh no, thank you.
Come over
Really?
to the radio again.
You did us a favor. What are you talking
We're
about?
on it.
Yeah, no kidding.
Thank you. You guys have a good evening. Thank you.
You
You
too.
too,
Thank
Scott.
you.
Nice to meet you.
Man.
scottleespeaks.com. Put it in the chat. We'll see. Oh, I should have just checked it. All right, Gilly.
Club's asking if we want him to jump in or not.
We're doing that on the last half hour.
All right, so if he's listening, then
No,
yeah,
it was,
here in
it
about
was a
30
question.
minutes.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not really up for the game myself.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it is. scottleespeaks.com. Good.
Yeah.
He's,
I was hoping if we get one of those stories about Doc, where I remember him
All right.
talking about
Gilly.
where he would
Give me a sec.
play around and
Those are
hide
horses.
at some point to try to scare somebody, and he actually took his shoes off so that the toes of the shoes would stick out underneath of a curtain, so the person would think he's hiding behind the curtain.
Well, it don't look like I'm going to be working tomorrow. It's pretty much rained all day long, so.
Well, it rained here yesterday. Maybe I'll take tomorrow off too.
Right.
For my computer job.
Yeah. Oh, I missed Tech Roo earlier. Damn it. Tech Roo's in there. Yeah, Alabama monsoon season. That's right. Good night, Tech Roo. That's who I'm voting for. Tech Roo.
Kick everything.
That's right.
No.
Kick all things.
Kick all
Agreed.
things?
Yes.
Kick all
Okay.
things. Dang, Timothy's got 2 days off in a row and stuff. Wow. Barrel Day, what bucket?
I barely even knew it.
Bucket's got a hole in it, Barrel.
30 seconds.
Where's Melissa?
Yeah, hit the like button.
Should I tell our Patreon to come in?
Oh, it's his birthday too, Timothy? Son of a gun.
And welcome back. Back from the break after our talk with Scott Lee. We appreciate him joining us here today. Did we find that there was another birthday announcement there, Rusty?
Yeah, Timothy Ratliff. Apparently, in the next 2 days, I don't know exactly what day, but it's his birthday celebration. I don't know if it's today or tomorrow or what's
Happy
going on.
birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday. That's
Oh, smash the like button. Yeah, smash the like button.
smash it.
Or hit it gently.
Toby's he's playing bridge tonight. I have to turn off my phone soon.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck, sir.
Yeah, cross that bridge.
Yeah. So what are you doing with the thing there, Knights?
What are you talking about?
What's going on?
Oh, this? I figured you guys would think I'm too young for this. This is the rock band REM.
Mm-hmm.
And this is me in the corner.
Oh no.
Oh wow.
And
That's
this
you
is me in the spotlight.
I
Oh,
don't know if you can do it.
did you lose your religion?
No.
I didn't have anything to come up with for that. That's all I got.
That's oh.
Kurt got it
Yeah.
before I announced it. Yeah.
Oh, Mike Brock has jumped in. What's up, Mike?
Mike.
And
All right.
and hang on. I got one more thing here.
Okay.
In honor of Scott Lee joining us, I went out and bought one of those crazy expensive Stanley cups.
No.
That's what I've been drinking out of tonight here. So I've got my Stanley cup. So
There you go.
Oh my God. Wah, wah, wah.
That's awesome. My beaver's crying.
wow.
It's okay.
What?
Well, as long as your beaver ain't sweating, then you'll be okay, I guess.
all right. So Rusty, you had a story about animal abuse.
Virgin ears.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. So, Sacramento man sees a dog fly out of a pickup truck on Highway 50, and then it gets run over by several vehicles or whatever. So it just, do you let your animals anybody? I don't. There's no way I could anymore. I mean, yes, it was a thing. Well, hell, they used to put the kids in the back of the pickup truck. Now you can't.
Mm-hmm.
You're not supposed to do that. And yes, it's dangerous, but
I think it depends on where you live and what you're doing. I mean, if you're just going down the block or you're on a farm or whatever, you can put kids and dogs.
Fine. Yeah.
But on the highway, no.
No.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The only time I ever have anybody in the back of the truck is if we're driving through the field. I don't even like going on the road with them in there. And even then, I don't like it. And it's my wife who says, yeah, go ahead and let them be back there. And that's the kids. And I just...
Well, but for me, for us, it was a rite of passage, and we, we'd go to the grocery store and we'd all be piled, all the kids would be in the back, and it was just like it was something that you did, but it's completely stupid and dangerous, and
it must be a state thing, because here you see it all the time, not necessarily on the highways, but around town here. Right. People are always in the back of the pickup truck, especially, I mean, I'm not trying to be funny here, but when the guys go to Home Depot to pick up some workers, they all jump in the back of the pickup truck, and then they go to their job.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a state law. Alabama, they'll nail you if you're on a road, just on the road, 2-lane road. If there's somebody in the back and the cop sees you, they got to get out, and you're getting a ticket.
It's so crazy that the laws here, they are not strict at all when it comes to, because they can also tow like 3 or 4 in tandem. Like one car, I think used car dealerships do this, and like with a rope, one car and then another like little tiny pickup truck, and then another car just driving down the street.
Yeah, that varies state by state as well.
Yeah, Alabama don't let you do that either.
You can drink, like your passenger can drink. We have drive-through daiquiri places.
Yeah.
Like there's no, I mean, there's DUI laws and stuff, but they're very loose on what you can have in the vehicle, which, as I guess libertarian or whatever, I think that's fine. Like everybody in the car can drink.
Yeah. I think that you should be able to. And if you're driving and you're not drinking, I don't think there's a problem with that, but.
So one story that my brother and I talk about frequently, and actually we're planning a trip with his family and my family going to South Dakota, Wyoming here this summer.
Ooh, sounds fun.
We remember going to Colorado up Pikes Peak. So we're on one end of Nebraska going to Pikes Peak. He and I rode in the back of Dad's truck the whole way. Dad had a hard shell camper on the back of it. And Dad had put up a shelf with a TV with a VHS player on it, and we sat in video rockers the entire way on this trip. And at the time, we're thinking, I don't think this is right, but okay, we're going to do it. Yeah, that's good. And then now as adults, it's like, that wasn't right. And I definitely wouldn't do that. But I mean, any accident, we would have been right through any one of the windows.
Oof.
But it's a fun memory now as an adult, having lived through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like Rusty said, that kind of stuff used to be considered like a rite of passage. I mean, this fits along in the ideas of, well, just because it's stupid, does that mean that we should make it against the law?
Right. But, from the perspective of my parents, it was really smart because they didn't have to listen to any of our shit the entire time.
That's
so
right.
I get it.
And if they ever wanted to check and see if they lost any of you all they had to do is just tap the brake pedal real hard one time. Oh, they're both there.
Yep.
All right. So 20 states have no laws limiting riding in the bed of a pickup truck, from Barrel Dave, and he got it from Copilot. I don't know. Riding home in a friend's car after bar hopping and not remembering the ride home. Yeah.
What?
That's happened. That was Tuesday. Let's see.
Riding from your mom's house back to your house don't count, Rusty.
Oh, well.
I mean, so here's the thing, coming back to your original part of the question is,
dog.
would you put your animal back there? Okay, if you're going to do it, that's fine, but secure the sucker back there.
Yeah.
Right? Leash, and not a leash that's so long that it could jump over the side and strangle itself.
Yeah.
Oh, they have harnesses. They have harnesses and doggy seatbelts now. I don't know for the bed of a truck, but
But the kind of people who are going to put their dog in the bed of a truck are not going to get a doggy seatbelt.
that is true.
Generalized statement.
Have you been to South Mississippi?
But I mean, if you let your kids ride in the back of the truck unencumbered, then why would you not let your dogs ride in the back of the truck unencumbered?
We're talking like highway, going somewhere.
I mean, I know where I could see where you see the similarity between kids and dogs, but you know, there's a difference.
So recently we went to a local pizza place, and my family and I were sitting there, and then somebody comes walking in and says, "Any of you driving a truck out here with a dog in the back?" No. Well, the dog is in the back and it jumped out of the bed of the truck and it's just hanging there by its collar.
God.
And then we look over, and the only other person in the place, we're like, "Is that your dog?" "Yeah." And then he sent his daughter out there because it's not my dog, it's her dog. She can deal with it.
Oh,
Jackass.
what? Yeah, that was a jackass for sure.
This freaking
No,
redneck.
it was a dog.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, you definitely should secure your animals.
Right.
One way or the other. All right, next one. We see these every year. Where's it at? Here we go. Let me get this a little more ready. And sorry. All right, sharing. Dang it. All right. Can we see this?
Oh,
Yes.
He's growling at you already.
Animal rescue.
Why is he taking the ladder with him?
Bob, be good. Go get my Cheetos.
Well, the ladder is supposed to spread your weight out.
Yeah, but why doesn't he have it with him? He's going to the weak spot.
Yeah, I don't know.
His name's Bob. His name is Bob.
Behind him and come up. Go that way.
All right, we jump forward a little bit.
Bob, be good.
What about Bob?
Watch. Now watch.
There you go.
The dog freaks out a little.
Okay, good. Good job. Good job.
Bob, no.
Bob.
Bob.
Pull him up. Push him up. Push him up.
Right by his face.
Tries to bite him.
Well, fight or flight.
Yeah.
Retreat. Pull, guys. Pull. Retreat. Good.
oh,
There we go. Another happy ending.
oh.
Firefighter didn't get his face bit off too badly. Crap, where's my button? There it is. So yeah,
Oh.
you know, you see it every year. It's somebody or some animal out in the water. You got to go save them.
Why, you don't agree with it?
Yeah, no.
Oh, because you're like, dumbasses.
Whatever, just let them.
Survival of the fittest. I mean, it's a frozen dinner for something later on.
Oh no.
Well, I don't think that you know. I mean,
What?
survival
Kinsey's
of
got a
the
loss for
fittest-
words.
Survival
Oh.
of the fittest would leave
Let me
so
write that.
much of us out there for jack squat because look at us. Half of us aren't fit.
That's true.
I resemble that remark, Kinsey.
There
I'd
you
die.
go.
I'd die quickly. I'm telling you.
Yep.
I'm not. Yeah. All right. I know. I got video, but this one is crazy, people. Crazy. Here we go.
An incredible story right now. A man thrown out of a moving RV after his wife falls asleep at the wheel and then smashes the vehicle into a center divider on the freeway.
He says he thought he was going to die, but somehow he survived and is sharing his terrifying story from his hospital bed.
And this is somebody that's
Is this a
fairly
video,
famous.
Justice?
Huh?
Is this video or just audio?
Oh shit! It's not doing it. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Damn. Sorry. This is somebody semi-famous.
Yeah, now.
This happened on the
Sorry.
14
Watch.
freeway in the Newhall area. Amazingly, it was all caught by a driver's dash camera. You can see the man tumble onto the freeway and narrowly avoid being hit by oncoming traffic.
Unbelievable. He is recovering in the hospital tonight, sharing the terrifying details of this survival story.
So this is apparently a retired ESPN guy. Cordell Patrick.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and we'll listen to him here.
Our Carlos Salcedo live at Henry Mayo Hospital. He's in Valencia for us. Carlos?
Yeah, a remarkable story. A laceration to the head, and somehow he's still here alive, sharing his story with us. Tonight, he's counting his blessings.
Yeah, it was divine intervention.
That's the only explanation Cordell Patrick has for being alive, as he lays in his hospital bed with scrapes and bruises. Dashcam video shows the moments after Cordell was ejected from his RV Monday morning. The former ESPN sportscaster was on his way home to Valencia when his wife fell asleep behind the wheel.
I had just unbuckled my seatbelt. It was only unbuckled for 5 seconds. I noticed my wife had dozed off. So instead of going straight down the 14, we were headed toward the median. And I tried to grab the steering wheel, but before I could grab the steering wheel, we already had impact.
The impact threw him out the driver's...
So he flew out this window.
Oh.
Right.
He
When
stood
they
up to
hit-
go correct the wheel, and he
Yeah.
got tossed out the driver's window.
Yeah, and she hit, and it just tossed him right over the wall into traffic. Yeah, that's crazy.
side window. He flew over the divider onto a busy 14 freeway in the Newhall area. He was tossed 170 feet as the RV was going roughly 60 miles an hour.
Anyway, he lived, but
Wow. Well, I don't condone. Never mind.
yeah.
Mel, Kirk has a question for you there in the YouTube chat. What does Mel think about leash dogs and pickup beds when traffic is merging and people aren't zippering?
Absolute. That's a hard no. That's a hard no. Nope.
Oh, boy.
If they're not zippering, then let's call the whole thing off.
Just shut it down.
Yep.
And Mrs. Kirk says this guy in the RV wins every argument, at least for the next 2 years.
Yeah. Yes.
His wife and the RV were just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were. Oh my
How
God.
is? Oh wait, explain something to me. How is that divine intervention if he got thrown out of a car? I mean, out
He
of the
stood up
RV.
against the media. He didn't
Think
go
of
rolling
the-
out into oncoming traffic.
Yeah.
But-
what are your odds at survival through oncoming traffic?
What are your odds
as
of
a-
flying out of a window?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand that. Yeah, he lived, but that's just he shouldn't have been thrown out in the first place.
That's true.
Well, I mean, that's where they
Yeah.
forgot to
You
mention
know where
the part
where the whole thing went wrong?
Where?
He's letting the wife drive. Just saying.
Oh.
Just saying.
And why was the window open?
It wasn't. He went through it.
Oh, I thought
it was
you showed
part
it
of
the
the
one.
impact and the jerking around. That
Yeah,
threw
that
him out
window doesn't roll
window.
down. That big window doesn't roll
Yeah,
down.
that's what I thought. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I gotta disagree with you, Rusty. If it was between me or my wife, I'm the more likely to fall asleep at the wheel.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. At least there was a time. Maybe not now, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
I am super paranoid about that. I can't sleep anymore when somebody else is driving, or I will not fall asleep at the wheel. I'll be tired and I'll pull over. There's too many stories of people that I served with, or they get off of duty and then they pick up their wife and kids and then they want to go home, for the weekend, and they fall asleep at the wheel and the whole family dies. And I don't know, some of those things just kind of got to me. Like every time I'm on the, highway on a long drive for me, it's like 10 hours or longer. If I'm on one of those, yeah, I am super alert.
Well, yeah, but you think on how more common it is that you have somebody else be the reason that the another group dies because it's a drunk driver or a blowout or something else like that. I mean, why leave the home to begin with? I mean, Why leave home to begin with? Because you hear so many other stories of uncontrollable things causing death and accidents.
Well, yeah, but you got to be alert. I'm saying I'm not going to fall asleep, but I'll be watching for other people falling asleep at the wheel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Especially those that don't zipper.
Well,
Get
I
this
leave
out
my
of there.
zipper down most of the time anyway. So.
You know, I heard a lot of
Gotta
truck
get there.
drivers say that about you. Like they drive up beside you and they're always looking down in your window, being like, "Look at that guy."
Get air circulating in, you know. Whatever. Yeah,
They're looking for the rusty lug nuts.
they're
All
rusty.
right, how about this one? An Italian province is turning to DNA tests to tackle the scourge of dog crap on the streets.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
glad, and I hope some people go to jail over that shit.
Yeah, but you know what? They won't do that with cats because cats over in Europe are rodents. They're freaking everywhere.
But cats cover their shit, so
Not all the time.
no.
Mm-mm. Yeah, little
Mine do.
tootsie rolls everywhere.
So wait,
I mean,
Rusty,
you gotta
you're
think-
serious?
Yeah.
You got to think, Rusty. Everything's not a litter box outside. They can rake and kick grass over top of it, but it's not like that.
So what part of Italy would you say it was a province? Did they say what part of Italy it was? Probably Naples is like the dirtiest part of Italy.
Well, it starts out saying Rome, but yeah, maybe it is Rome. I don't know.
Is there any way that we can take these same ideas and on what they're doing, their enforcement mechanism and everything, and apply them to, say, people in San Francisco?
I don't think that's. Wait. I don't think so, Tim. I don't think. I doubt that'll happen. Yeah.
But all of the dogs would have to get DNA tested before they can even implement that, and that's really expensive.
Right. Yeah. So once a dog DNA registration database is up and running, street cleaners and health officials, in Bolzano, will be able to collect abandoned poop. It will be genetically tested and then trace the owners who face fines of 50 to 500 euros. You know, who knows how much that is. Apparently it's $74 to $730.
There you go.
But yeah, they're going to be forced to DNA profile their dog. And if they don't, they're going to face fines.
Oh, so they're going to do that as part of like a dog registration? Like when you get your dogs vaccinated and registered, you're going to have to get them DNA tested too?
Yep.
That must be a real problem because I originally was thinking it was stray dogs because, you know, there's a lot of stray dogs out there. But if it's like the dog owners just going out, and that's just freaking rude.
It's a real problem in campgrounds. Most people will pick up their poop, but their dog poop, but a lot of people won't, and that just
Does that grind your gears? That
I'll give
sucks.
you that, Rusty. But there's a difference there.
Mm-hmm.
That's private property. That's not public property. That's not government.
No. Well, no,
Yeah.
a lot of campgrounds we go to are government. They're government, you know, state
parks.
State parks.
Okay.
But don't
All
they
right.
have, you know, like don't they have the poopy bags stations?
Yeah. And
Yeah,
people
people
just
don't use
won't use it. They'll just, you know, I see them. I see you. I see what you're doing, buddy. You know?
Yeah, that's just screwed up.
That's
Lazy.
So Bolzano receives a few hundred complaints a year from citizens about improper management of public land. More than half are for dogs. They've tried stakeouts of some kind. Say law enforcement could only catch 3 or 4 of them because they have to go there and set up some kind of a stakehouse or stakeout. So I guess to summarize that, they found out that stakeouts weren't worth a shit.
There you go.
Yeah. So,
but if you put a
in
stake out,
honor-
you'll attract a lot of dogs.
In honor of this dog DNA registration service, right? I came up with a few names that they could come up with it, right?
Oh my gosh.
So
Here we go.
a real DNA registry. There's Ancestry DNA, right?
Mhm.
That's a real one for people.
They do that for dogs now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they could name it Pant History DNA.
Oh my goodness. Because I know what you were going there. I'm not going to say it out
I
loud.
wrote this down weeks ago, and
Wear pants.
I didn't get it until okay. Another real one is 23andMe.
Mhm.
Any of you guys use that one?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how many chromosome pairs does a dog have?
I don't know that. How about he's got fleas in me?
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sheep too. Because he got
All right.
fleece in me.
Kirk said he had a lady that would let her dog shit in their yard and leave it. He saw her doing it one day and held a bag for her. Said, clean it or wear it. Your choice.
Nice. And then what happened?
Yeah, I'm assuming she cleaned it.
Mm-hmm.
Walmart bag is the best. Hand in the bottom, pick it up, turn it inside out, tie a knot. That's right. Be considerate, people.
No, it's not.
What?
It's not. Hand in the bottom, right through the hole in the bag.
Yeah, Walmart bags are cheap AF.
Bare-handed, warm, squishiness. Yeah.
Real quick science question, since I just looked it up. Make a guess. How many chromosome pairs do you think a dog has?
13.
17.
30.
Wait,
39.
is it 9?
39.
Huh.
And that's chromosome pairs compared to our 23.
I know some with 24.
There you go.
I was thinking 9 because
That's retarded.
Yeah. Members of my family, could you imagine?
Huh.
Oh boy.
There you go.
So are we the
See,
most
Kirk says
evolved
Walmart bags.
species?
Yeah, Walmart bags suck. Kathy, our neighbor has 5 dogs that kept escaping their yard, no fence, pooping in ours.
How much can you really control whenever you can't keep them pinned in?
All right, that brings us up to the end of this half hour. Come on back after the break, and we will have some more shitty talk. We'll be back.
Shit show. Strangely enough, here a little in the middle of that interview, there somebody knocked on the door, was wanting to, see what they could get and stuff. So I told him I'm not in business.
Come back after the show.
Nope. Nope. Welcome to Indianapolis.
Timmy the pilot. Their dog shits in my yard, I shit in theirs.
Well, I mean, he doesn't have to do that. He can just catapult it over from the litter box.
There you go. Groupie said,
That's
are you
creepy,
talking about lot lizards, Kinsey?
Yes.
Get in here, Diane.
Mm-hmm. Is she jumping on with us or what?
She's supposed to, but she was waiting. I'll send her an invite.
"30 seconds.
Where are they at?
On her way. Ten seconds. Watch your language, Diana. Been some talk in the YouTube chat about different ways of getting back at your neighbors. Timmy the pilot says that he gets back at him by shitting in their yard when their pet shits in theirs. Talk of cats and catapults. Yeah. And so on that.
I'm gonna call bullshit on that one, especially this time of year.
Well, there's that. So on that, we'd like to welcome one of our Patreon subscribers, ex-TikTok groupie.
Hi.
Hey.
Who's working on her camera.
Yeah.
Looks like she keeps falling down. Are you okay? Oh, there she went. Hit the floor.
Yeah, I'm
He's
okay.
a-
My mouse fell down.
He's the forehead of
Mouse or mouth?
Mouse.
Oh.
So it shut my thing off. Hang on. There we go.
Okie dokie.
How's that?
Well, happy birthday, groupie.
Yes, happy
Thank
birthday.
you.
Happy birthday.
Half a
Happy
century.
birthday. I guess I got it. Happy birthday to you.
Terrible.
No, terrible.
Bad chills. Bad chills.
I know.
Now, Diane,
Yes.
I hope that you feel bad for us people over here in Kentucky, because considering what your birthday is, we did have a tragic event that was somewhat related to that. Over in Kentucky, our groundhog that we had passed away. So our groundhog that we used to use out here in Kentucky has passed on, and now we got to get another one.
But that groundhog wasn't dropped by Bellagio, was he?
No.
Okay.
His passing was, he was already over 10 years old, and apparently that's pretty old for a groundhog.
Yes.
So
Wait, so
yeah.
so if he sees his shadow, it's longer winter. If it doesn't see its shadow, it's spring. But if it dies, what does that mean?
That
It doesn't see its shadow.
It's incoming asteroid, probably.
Yeah.
Either that or Yellowstone eruption or something like that's probably imminent.
Oh, let's hope.
Either that or Mars.
I don't know. Does Mars have any volcanoes?
No, I'm not talking about volcanoes. I'm talking about the Mars invasion.
Mars
When are we
attacks.
invading Mars?
Yeah. No, them invading us.
Oh!
Jeez.
So, Rusty, did you have
I
questions for
think
Groupie?
that lot lizard's got your mind messed up there.
I don't think it was his mind that
Things that
they
make
were.
me go.
Let's see. They are. There it is.
Kirk says
That
Rusty's
is
never
so
looked so
weird.
good.
Right?
Combat Mommy. Rusty, your tune has eyes, and that ain't right.
I know. It wouldn't let me have darker glasses.
It's kind of creepy.
What activity do you do where your mind wanders? What activity do you do where your mind wanders in thoughts the most?
That is privileged information there.
In
Okay.
other words, she's saying,
Yeah.
that's for her and Bobby to know.
There you go.
If you had an extra hour a day that was allocated for one specific purpose, how would you use it? What would
Exercise. Exercise. I don't get any exercise now. I'm trying to get it in.
Using it to go to and from work.
No, because that's already allocated.
Do you have? And people in chat, you can be throwing your answers up here too, and I'll try to keep an eye out for them. Do you have a good luck charm?
Not really.
No, you don't have
No.
a little
Don't
trinket.
have anything you rub for good luck?
Well, she can't talk about that on here either. Anybody else? Good luck charm. Looking at you, chat. Oh wait. Oh yeah.
How about any luck superstitions?
I am opposite of the superstitions. Like I used to have a black cat, so I'm like totally opposite of any superstitions.
So you walk under ladders and that's fine?
Yep.
Broken mirrors are
Lucky
good?
number's 13.
Yep. I love the number 13.
She's only a little stitious. She's not superstitious.
There you go.
What have you done that you didn't like, but you'd be willing to give it another shot?
Damn.
You
Repelling.
about that time in college.
Actually, repelling. I didn't like it the one time I went, and I'd probably be willing to give that another try now that I'm older.
Okay,
that's
good
a-
answer.
yeah.
That's a very good answer. How difficult is it for you to try new things?
Depends on what the thing is.
Yeah.
Why are all of your
Depends on
questions
how
here
much
tonight so sexual, Rusty?
I don't know.
Depends on-
They're not
I'll
supposed
tell you
to be.
exactly what it depends on. Depends on how
Who's
much
in-
control she's got to give up.
There you go. Depends on who's in control of the activity.
All right. What part of history do you find most interesting?
I like the Revolutionary War information.
Oh, yeah.
My dad, which I just lost in October, he was
Sorry.
really big on the Civil War.
Right.
So
Oh, so you like the war where we kicked the Chinese ass then?
Oh, jeez. No, it was Crazy George
That
the
we-
Third.
Oh, Rusty, that was the Timu War.
The Timu War.
And not everybody.
wasn't it
wa-
also Red Dawn? The Red Dawn too.
Right. Yeah, I know. Revolutionary. Yeah, I know. That was the when we freed all the slaves. and
No.
stuff. No?
And Rusty, not everybody was kung fu fighting. That's just a myth.
You sure?
Yeah, it wasn't everybody.
I
They
know.
were fast as lightning.
It was when we were fighting Mexico. All right. Anyway, what law have you broken the most in your life?
Speeding.
What? You? No.
Oh yes,
Does
ask
that really-
Erica.
Does that really count whenever, despite you going over the speed limit, you're still getting passed by the majority of the traffic?
Yeah,
I
it's,
don't
it's
know.
still it's
I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Do you remember what your first school report you wrote was about?
No. However, I do remember one of my very first report cards I got that says I don't play well with others.
Aw.
Aw.
This isn't Gilly. This is another.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
that's
I didn't-
Charlie.
It's another rescue.
This is Stepdog,
Yeah, stepdog. Get your
Foster
hand out
dog.
of there.
foster dog.
What
Charlie's got
do-
busy hands.
What do you secretly hoard?
Horde with a D.
Yeah, hoard.
Well, it's either animals or video games. One of the two.
I guess the other's with a D too, isn't it?
No, Kenzie.
You don't go that way.
What is your famous person story?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Okay, so I actually have two, but one I met Dr. James Watson, the founder of DNA, or the one who got credited for finding DNA. And then the other one is meeting, okay, this is going to sound really crazy, meeting Ron and Brad at Doc's funeral.
Yep.
And some of the other hosts and former hosts that were there.
Right. Me, of course.
Of course.
Right. Yeah.
No, you weren't really all there, Rusty.
You weren't famous at that time, though.
But he wasn't all there.
I still ain't. I don't know what you're talking about. Who?
Rusty's so famous he can't even show his face.
Right. Who in your family can't you believe? This doesn't make any. Who in your family can't you believe you're related to?
Oh.
Which family member does not belong?
You don't. If you don't. Yeah. If you don't want to. If you don't want to answer, that's fine.
I'll answer. My sister.
There you go.
If it's, I don't know. I want to say my dad, my birth dad, because he didn't give a crap about us.
Hmm.
And then when I met my stepdad, which is the one I called my dad, I realized what a father was supposed to be.
Oh, I love that. Hate that, but love
Always-
it.
Always there for the happy ending.
Always.
Do you consider yourself an introvert or an extrovert?
Somewhat both.
Hey, that's my thing.
Kind of depends, depends
That's
on
a
the
byword,
situation,
isn't it?
don't it?
Right.
These sound like
Yeah.
job interview questions or personality tests, like the
I'm almost afraid to know what's going to come up at the
Yeah.
end of the show.
What's the most interesting thing you have in your pockets and or purse right now?
Nothing.
There's nothing in your pockets. What do you carry a purse?
I have a purse, but there's nothing in it but credit cards and bank cards.
See, I thought some ladies had like a magic bag of stuff, you know, just oh, there it is. Yep, got it.
Well, she's not going to say that's our secret.
Well, I don't carry one like that, so.
Okay.
Nothing silver.
I can't get out of the avatar thing. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah. I know.
Warning.
You gotta warn him about that
I
next
know,
time.
I know. What book or movie character can you see? What book or movie character can you see in your own life?
Get ready for some Star Trek.
Wait.
Yeah, Data. Sorry.
All right. Hey, he had a birthday this week too.
Yes, on my birthday.
That's pretty cool.
I know which one. I know which one she wants to see in her life, and it's not even Star Trek.
Wombat Mommy says she has a sonic screwdriver. Wait, isn't that Doctor Who? No, wait, isn't that Doctor Who, the sonic
Who?
screwdriver?
Yes, that's Doctor Who.
I thought it was something like a jackrabbit.
I have a guess. Is it Harry Potter? You want Harry Potter in your life?
No.
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 All right.
Kenzie, who are you thinking?
I'm thinking along in the Xena television series.
Oh,
Oh.
Callisto. Yeah.
Of all the problems in the world, which
Like
one
us?
would you like to see solved?
This Israel Hamas thingy. That's got to get solved. I
Yeah,
don't know
the-
how, but we
the
need to
thing-
solve it.
Yeah, they need to
Two-state solution? What?
something.
Where did
Something.
Anime Rusty go?
Oh, they did-
oh,
They
Two-state
didn't-
solution. The only two-state
Oh.
solution is to
Yeah.
make the other two
slightly
states.
slightly venomous Kirk said, "Where did Anime Rusty go? He wasn't finished yet."
Wow. If each person had a warning label, what would mine say? What would Mel's say? What would Chris's say? And what would Kinsey
Kenzie would say I give dissertations on answers.
say? Yeah.
Wait a moment. There's something in here for that.
There you go.
Chris would say I'm not old enough for that.
Okay.
And right. And the other two, I have no idea. I wouldn't know
I
what
think
to.
my warning label would be watch for my busy hands.
No.
Watch
I would
yours.
appreciate it if you didn't tell anybody about my busy hands.
There you go. That's
Watch
it.
your zipper.
That's it.
And then there's Mel's.
Let me see your penis. Arr! You did not say that. Damn you, Chris.
That's the magic of AI, Mel.
You gotta rub it.
I thought Rusty's warning label would be "Don't let the restraining order expire."
Oh, that's another good one.
Let's see. Are you a planner or more of a go with whatever happens when it happens type of person?
Flight of the seat of your pants.
Yeah.
Kind of in between. Depends on what the subject matter is. I don't have to be like to the number and everything, straight to the time, but
So,
like
outline.
just a general outline.
Go with the flow.
Right.
Wombat Mommy said mine would be careful he bites. Whatever.
So
right,
Rusty don't bite.
I'm running out of questions here. Hold on.
You don't have teeth.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. What is something you believe you will never be able to do well?
Write your name in the snow.
Yes, that's a good one.
Well,
What?
Speak for yourself.
Right?
Okay, Miss Shiwi, I wasn't talking about you over there.
Anyways,
That was good. I would have never even thought of that. That's funny.
Groupie, he's talking about pee.
Yeah.
Oh,
There we go.
There
Now,
it is.
now she's on track.
you're making yellow snow.
There
Okay,
we go.
yeah, I
Yep.
definitely would not try to do that correctly.
So what is it? What is something you'll never be able to do well? You believe you will never be able to do well.
I have no idea.
Swim?
Draw blood.
Draw
Sing.
blood?
I draw blood.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
do that very well, thank you.
you're an artist?
Sharpen your pencil first,
Not
right?
really,
Well, there you go.
but I don't want to try either. So
Oh, well.
Probably go on a bender, it'd be my guess.
Well, she is a
yeah,
vampire, so
I
probably
can't do
get it.
that. I don't drink very well.
For me, it would be sing. I will never be able to sing. Ever.
I sing. I just never claim I'm good at it. So
Do you have a nightmare travel story?
other than last year,
Well, tell us about it. What happened?
I mean, other than the thing.
Kenzie, I need your help with it because I don't remember what it's called.
Okay, you got a pin that goes in the hitch, and then you got the hairpin that keeps that one from coming out. The hairpin, it got left at the house. What is that? About 800 miles to go down to Tennessee and to come up to our place, and the pin didn't fall out.
Boom.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we also did bend the tire on it too. That little front tire.
Held in by nothing but rust in the hitch, then. Is that what it is?
Pretty much.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, that was crazy.
We got lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Wombat Mommy, I can help you with that. Was make homemade marinara sauce your thing that you'd never be able to do well? I could help. For sure.
That or
All
bloody
right. I've got another animal story if we want to hear it.
I do.
Do
Rusty?
we need Sarah McLaughlin in the background?
No, this isn't a
Okay.
dog.
Mine had to do with a turtle and a rabbit. You might also want to call it Tortoise and the Hare, but you probably heard it before.
Yeah, I've seen that cartoon. An English teacher at Henry Clay High School in Lexington somewhere, all that
Kentucky?
preparation
Virginia?
I did, posted a picture on Facebook of a snake curled up on his phone
Oh.
on his desk in the school.
Oh, crap.
Okay. What's wrong with that?
On that same day, a mouse fell from the ceiling of a different classroom, and another colleague has had 3 mice fall from the ceiling of her classroom.
I'm picturing a scene from Ratatouille right now.
The teacher says, "Our school is infested with roaches, spiders, and mice. Our school now seems to also have a nest of snakes living in the ceiling."
Keep the snakes. Keep the snakes because the
Snakes will
snakes.
eat the mice. It's
Yes.
Keep the snakes.
good.
Absolutely.
Most
What was
likely,
that?
most likely they're not poisonous. I bet you they're not.
Mm-mm.
They're probably,
or something.
yeah, they're probably,
snakes.
yeah, black snakes, rat snakes, those brown snakes. Yeah, I doubt that there might be one or two, but they're not gonna come out. Snakes aren't aggressive. They don't go out and look for you and attack you. They're defensive.
No, but some of them are territorial.
But they're not gonna fight you. They don't care about you. They just want their mice. They want to be left alone.
Yeah.
Just like everybody else in the
Yeah.
So, as the fine journalist that I am, I reached out to the principal. His name's Paul Little. He's the Henry Clay principal. When asked, I have a quote here. When asked, he said,
Enough is enough! I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking
high school.
Yes.
That is real quality journalism right there.
That is. I mean, it was a great clip. It apparently was a little quiet, but yeah, it was. He's tired of the snakes at this
You need to
high
patch
school.
your phone into the board and record it like Rusty can do with the Off Track Syndicate hotline.
Well, yeah, here's that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Whatever.
The custodians have been using glue traps to catch them. However,
The mice or the snakes?
the mice, yeah. Do we know the problem with the glue traps and mice?
They don't work.
They don't work, and it's cruel.
Some of the mice will chew their limbs off to
Yes.
escape the glue.
Yeah, it's cruel.
Very cruel. They shouldn't use any traps like that or poison. Do not use poison to catch a venomous snake.
Crushes their skull.
No, yeah.
Mm-mm.
I use the they look like alligators. It's a plastic thing. It's not the scary one with the metal spring to it that'll get my finger every freaking time. But it just you squeeze it on one side, it opens up like an alligator. You put peanut butter on it and set it down. It's safe. I don't fear for my limbs.
That's strange. Peanut
Where do
butter
you get
works
that
so
at?
much better, but everybody always thinks cheese.
Yeah. Well, peanut butter
Because it's
cheese,
easier
you
to
just
stick
pick it
on
up.
stuff.
Yeah, peanut butter sticks to it, and they have to, work at it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was I just got a job promotion, so I was going through my clothes to
Congratulations.
find- Thank
Yeah.
you. I was going through my clothes to get my business clothes out versus my scrubs I used to wear. And we found out that we had mice in our drawers.
Ow! Did it make you dance?
Our dresser
Wait a
drawers
moment,
melt,
which
but-
Oh, okay.
So now I'm trying to figure out how to go about getting rid of them.
Get a snake.
Yeah,
No.
get a snake.
I can't get a snake. My husband's scared of snakes.
They depending on what other pets you
Cat.
may or may not have in the house, you can
3
get
cats.
some of
They're
those.
useless.
Oh.
Well, I was going to say I don't know how well the cats would react to it, but they make these little kind of sonic sound things that's supposed to pester them and drive them out too.
That won't hurt the. Well, I can't do
That's
that
why I
now
said it
because
depends on
we
the
now
pet.
we now have a pet rat and 2 guinea pigs, so I'm not going to be able to do that.
No, that ain't gonna work then.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a jungle. We have 3 cats, 2 guinea pigs, the rat, a turtle that's outside, and a parakeet.
The turtle ain't gonna catch the mice for you.
I know. Neither is the parakeet.
Yeah, it might be a little slow.
Not even one keat will do it.
Well, if you have a turtle, don't keep straws around because it might choke on it.
Yeah, they always stick it up their nose.
I know.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like the whole cocaine Mitch thing, but in animal form.
Mitch Hedberg? Who?
Mitch McConnell.
Oh, Mitch McConnell. I thought you were talking about Mitch Hedberg because I knew he died from drugs, and I thought he was a really good comedian, even though he would sometimes give me anxiety because he was but he was really good, and it sucks.
I was about ready to say Mitch who?
You never heard of him? Hedberg?
No, but then again, if you expect me to know names of anybody that's any kind of amount of being famous or well known, yeah, most of them I'm not gonna know.
Knights, you're not too young. Mitch Hedberg. Anybody in the chat? No, Mitch. He was.
I
No, you're not too young. He was in the peak of your generation or whatever. I think Knights. I think if you saw him, you'd like him.
If you heard his voice, I'm pretty sure you'd be like, oh yeah, I've heard this guy before.
Yeah, I see. Out of everybody, I knew Kirk would have known. He's funny, but he is slow, but he doesn't tell. He's more of a one-liner type of comedian. Yeah. But tragic.
He's dead.
Yeah, it's very tragic.
That's not the guy that had them jokes like I wanted to get a tattoo of myself on me.
That's
but
Stephen Wright.
bigger.
Stephen Wright.
Okay.
That's another one of my favorites. He's still alive.
I don't know.
Narrated Reservoir Dogs. I can't
Dogs.
get my R's. Freaking.
Stephen Wright. Yeah, I know Steve. Well, I'm familiar with Stephen Wright. Yeah.
I know 2 of his
All right,
albums by heart.
We're coming up on the end of this. We got to address a couple
I
of
mean,
things.
it's
Got some
almost over.
big changes coming up. Patreon people, if you'll notice, I put us on pause there. I'm going to pause through the month of February because we missed 2 shows, and I don't think it was right to, be charging for only 2 shows in a month. So we're going to just go through February, the beginning of March. I'll turn it back on if y'all are still hanging around. And
Thank you.
Right to charge them for the quality we put out anyway.
Thank you for sticking with us through this this situation. 2 shows in a row, but thanks for coming out and hanging out tonight. So we'll see you next week. And don't forget warhorselegacy.org. Rusty?
What?
Oh, I thought there was something else. I said.
Well, Chris is going to address.
Oh, am I?
I thought you were.
Well, Chris is going to undress. I said I'm turning the video off.
No, this
Again?
Yeah, no, this is staying on.
Yeah.
Thank God. Miracles do happen.
So I guess, yeah, I'll go ahead and announce it here. Yeah, I'm going to step away from the show. I'm going to leave it to Mel and Kinsey and
hiatus.
Rusty. Yeah, I'll take a hiatus for a while, and while when they invite me back on, I may join when they want me to. Bard may come in and do some stuff as well. We'll just see how it goes.
Bard looks better.
I appreciate you guys having me on the show the past 2 years. And,
I can't believe it's been 2 years. That's awesome. Yeah, you can't go
I
there.
can't believe it's been 5 years since Doc's gone.
Yep.
I know. Yeah. In honor of Doc, yeah. Think about your entrepreneurs, your veterans, and all the people that Doc supported also. And it's still, why is it still so difficult to talk about? It's 5 years. And
the whole
I didn't even know him.
The whole point is the more that it hurts, the more you realize that they mattered to you.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
It's and prayers for Una and Wythe and Cubby. They look like they're doing really good, but still can't replace your husband and your dad. So
Barrel Dave says, sorry to hear that. And he recently discovered Off Track. We'll miss you. I wish you the best in future endeavors.
And as we say in the Navy.
Wait a moment, Navy.
You were in the Navy?
Farewell and now I can't say it. I'm gonna cry. Ooh.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Fair winds and following seas.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of the show for this week. I appreciate you guys watching, listening, whatever the hell you're doing. Come on back. We'll have a show next week. And one last thing. If any of my kids are watching, I love you, but you shouldn't be listening to any of this shit. Go to bed. Have a great week, guys.
We'll be accepting applications. I can't believe people watched us instead of the Grammys. Are you freaking kidding me? That was huge.
Well,
when you put it that way, that does sound unbelievable.
It's so because
now,
Taylor Swift is going to be on.
Well, now I can understand. It's such a tour thing. I understand watching us instead of Taylor Swift because, I mean, we're not Taylor Swift.
What? Have you seen me?
You are not Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Her chest is flatter than yours, Chris.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my gosh.
Barrel Dave said, Taylor who?
Well, and then at least you didn't have to go up against the NASCAR race because they moved it up a day. So there's that.
All right, guys, I'm disconnecting from streaming. Have a great week and love you guys. Thanks for tuning in.